Two receivers, Cooley top of the screen against Kenneth Lyons. Red Feather to throw. Red Feather going to the end zone. It is a touchdown. Cooley, the Bulldogs have the lead.
Two to the left, one to the right. In the backfield is Streeter with one more. Hand off Streeter, gonna try to find a hole. He does. He's gonna try to break another tackle. He does. Out to the 20. He's gonna go for the pylon, and he's gonna get in to the house. Reggie Streeter with his fourth touchdown scamper of the day gives Louisiana their first lead of the day.
You might want to look at Reggie Streeter with his fourth touchdown, but watch the block here. It looked like number 59 for the Vancouver Legion here was going to have the angle on him.
On the previous play, you know, they represent the city of broad shoulders.
The player with railroads.
And the throw by Dunhill is complete to Jamal Wooding, and he scores the touchdown on the very next play. Touchdown, Atlanta.
Wow, Atlanta derails the Chicago defense on that play. He gets behind him.
Everybody let him go, and Maurice Spurgeon was the only one back.
Two backs and three receivers as Marconi drops to throw. And no pressure on Marconi at all. The pass is picked off, and the defender, or the receiver, fell over. That's Koyama Shigeki, and he scores. Touchdown Legends on a pick six from Marconi. And the receiver fell over as he breaks for the football. Actually, Cooley thought he had a catch and was just trying to get his feet in bounds. And the Legends.
Second down and 6. Titans down 4. Cantrell empty backfield, and Cantrell off his back foot. Touchdown! What a throw from Cody Cantrell to DR Sim. That was masterful.
I thought that for sure was going to be knocked away or picked off. Anytime you see any SFL quarterback scrambling out of the pocket, it's usually not a good sign, but DR Sim gets so wide open here that he has such a huge target there for
Step drop from Pickler over the middle. Another reception. Going.
Good
Had
battle.
a big game last week, and he's off to the races. No one can catch him. Baltimore are cruising here in the first half. Touchdown Vultures.
And we just talked about it. Johnny could not afford the mistakes. That's his second interception thrown here in his first half. Alvin Mack, I've said it time and time again, every time I call their games, he gets sideline to sideline as well as any linebacker in this league. He takes advantage of a bad situation and turns it to 6.
They'll start off with no Jared McChesney, and Josh Miller will throw. Looking top of the screen, it's picked off right into the hands of Iverson Gamble. A great start for Arizona. Gamble chasing down to the sideline, and Jeremy Mosley prevents a touchdown. What a play for Iverson Gamble, the 7th-year corner, and what a start for the Scorpions.
Second down and 10, 3 receivers. Now they go to Parker on a stretch. Haven't seen that much of the night. Breaks the tackle, and then another, and he's down at the 1. He looked into me, honestly. Let's see the replay again. Parker breaks 2 tackles. Orlando's just throwing a little bit of everything at him tonight, and he's off.
3 receiver set. William Dula in the gun. William Dula to throw, firing deep over the middle. Has a man, Jalen Miller, past the defenders, 5, touchdown, Carolina. Jeff Duffy in the chat just now saying Carolina is never out of it. Don't count them out yet. Well, there you go.
Bombs away, boys. Here it comes. Down the seam, just running to go, and no one's going to catch Jalen Miller. He's the biggest receiving threat.
And Legacy both off to the right side. And Garcia will pass. Garcia's in trouble, avoids a sack, fires deep down the field. The pass is caught. What a catch in traffic. It's a touchdown. Daniel Garcia makes an incredible play, launches it down the field to Clint Myers. And Clint Myers a little upset that Studwell's getting all the love. Over the outstretched arms of A.J. Levy, and Myers
Welcome to Lucy Red Stadium here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Visit Lucy Red Energy Drink at LucyRed.com and see why the energy is amazing. Tonight, as the Tulsa Desperados host the Indianapolis Ramblers. Good evening, everybody. I'm Mike Daggs, and joining me in the booth is the man that thinks that snowballs are comfort food. It's Gerald Smith. With us on stats, Scott Bird, Jason Clay, and Rochelle Colston. You're watching the Simulation Football League presented by APM Music on YouTube. Gerald, how are you and your snowball doing this evening?
Oh, doing good. I had to chase it down with some Lucy Red right after I had it.
Atta boy. Hey, so Indianapolis only got 3 wins in all of last season, but they're 1-0 to get season 20 started after taking down the Florida Storm last week, 23-17. Tulsa, though, they're 0-1 after a hard-fought battle with Vancouver losing 21-24. Now on to week 2, a rematch from week 3 of last season in which the Tulsa Desperados scored the most points in franchise history here in Tulsa, serving Indianapolis with their worst defeat of the season, beating them by 24 points, 48-24. The Ramblers are looking for some payback tonight, Gerald, but they have yet to win a game on the road since becoming a franchise last season. Could tonight be the night? What are the keys to victory for each of these teams?
Third down will be the most important down throughout the game tonight. I know it's only the second game of the season for both teams, but converting third down is important during any game. Both teams are near the bottom in third down conversions thus far. These two teams will also have to get their running games going to be able to get their offense in a position to convert those third downs. The running backs for both teams averaged a combined 2.2 yards per carry last week, which is not typically a stat that says success. Whichever team gets their running game going and convert on third down stands the best chance to win tonight.
As Matt Wilson would say, there's only one way to find out, and that's on the field. Let's get down to the field, get this one started where Tulsa is getting things underway. Kicking off back into the goal line and returning it back out to the 22-yard line for Indianapolis. Setting them up with the first down and 10 there. Tulsa wearing bright red tonight, Gerald, and Indianapolis in their away jerseys.
Got to be some of that Lucy red, huh? Is that what they got happening?
It's Lucy very red. If you know, it ain't pink. Let's put it that way. 3 wide receiver set to get things going on first down, and going right to the running game that you mentioned, Gerald. The handoff to Christian Pierce. Good for only a gain of 3. Talked about how the running game was held in check last week.
Yeah, they just didn't do a whole lot at all last week on the ground. Pierce only averaged 1.4 yards a carry, I believe it was. So he didn't do much of nothing at all, and he had well over 20 carries.
On second down and 7, a little pass. Colin Pierce under pressure, and he is sacked. Brought down for a loss of about 2 on the play. Brought down by Mike Mello, the starting offense for the Ramblers. The quarterback is Colin Pierce. Halfback is Christian Pierce. Wide receivers are Rob Hunt, Jay Viper, Ryan Roosevelt, and Jeff Banfield. The tight end, Randy Pierce. The guards are Chad Rowland and Max Van Linge. Third down and 9. Quick slant is complete, but it's going to be just short of the line to gain, Gerald. Jeff Banfield with the catch, but 4th down and inches is the mark.
Yeah, and look, and seeing how that they weren't very good on third downs last week. I mean, you would want to set a tone for the game by picking up at least your first down on third down. But it's Tulsa was able to stop them before the line of game.
Maddie Wiseman on to punt for the Ramblers, and a fair catch called for back at the 34-yard line. That's where Jake Q will lead the offense out onto the field for Tulsa. Q is the quarterback. The halfback is Douglas Brown. The fullback, Lars Bizarre. The wide receivers, Sanzo Robinson, Corey Jones, DJ Hume, and the notorious Gabriel Manning. The tight end is DJ Bandit. Left tackle, left guard is Will Stevens and Phoebe Collins, respectively. I formation on first down. Ball is handed off to Douglas Brown, and, well, Gerald, just like you said, kept in check, short yards.
Yeah, Douglas Brown didn't do too bad, right, with him being able to average, 3.5 yards a carry. They just didn't run him a whole lot. 16 carries for only 58 yards last week. He did have a couple of touchdowns, but it just wasn't enough to be able to, get his team to victory last week.
5 wide receiver set now on second down. Q to throw into traffic. Ball is bouncing around and falls harmlessly to the turf. Well defended by the Ramblers. The starting defense for Indianapolis. The defensive line, Roscoe Rossi, Mac Dre, Derek Jenko, and Jabril Curse. The linebackers are Adam Wiseman, Chris Britton III, and Chad McDevitt. The secondary, Blake Prine, Angel Maldonado, Ernest McRae Sr., Adam Nold, Kanye Rockefeller, 15 seasons in the league, and Bryant James. 3rd down and 9. The pass down the left sideline is incomplete, attempting to connect with Gabriel Manning. Well defended. 4th down. Both teams go 3 and out on their opening possessions.
Yeah, and they're both going to have to be better than that on 3rd down, right? Both of them got themselves in a situation where it was 3rd and long. So if they stand to want to be able to move the ball and turn those 3rd downs into 1st downs, they got to be able to make it a 3rd and very manageable on both sides.
Ismaila Farouk on to punt for Tulsa. Punt is away, taken back at about the 26-yard line, and returned up to the Indianapolis 30. That is where they will take back over. Kanye Rockefeller returning the punts, returning the kicks. 2nd season with Indianapolis. The one-time All-Star has been in the league for 15 seasons. Gerald, he's the longest tenured player on either one of these rosters tonight.
He's and that guy's not a Hall of Fame. How's he not?
Not yet. There's still time. Pierce over the middle. That one is complete for a gain of 8. Gets that one connected to Randy Pierce, the Pierce-to-Pierce connection. 2nd down and 2.
I got a lot of Pierces out there on this one.
There's a bunch of them.
There's like there's 3 of them on offense: quarterback, halfback, tight end.
When in doubt, just say Pierce made the play, and chances are good we'll be right, Gerald.
I'm going to use that.
Who made that play? Probably Pierce. Pierce hands the ball off to Pierce, and Pierce gains a yard. See how easy that is?
Man, Miles Gibson laid a hit right there on Christian Pierce. It looked like he had an easy way to be able to pick up the 1st down, but Gibson just was like he was hiding and just come out and just waylaid him.
3rd down and 1, looking for the first down of the ball game. Colin Pierce throws and overthrows his target. Looks like he was trying to get to Banfield again, but could not connect. And it'll be another quick 3 and out.
And Pierce could have gave it to Pierce or the other Pierce. He had many options on that one, but he threw it to no one.
Many Pierces. Many Pierces could have been targeted.
And now they're punting yet again, another 3rd down, right? And this was 3rd and really, really short. I felt like they let it get away without being able to maybe even try running it there. That was a little bit of a disappointment.
Wiseman punts this one away. Fair catch called for back at the 29. JQ coming back out onto the field. See if he can get anything going on this drive. 0 for 2 on his first drive of the game.
It should look. I want to see Gabriel Manning return kicks because he's just so exciting to watch. It should be a penalty for him to call a fair catch.
Special rules simply for him. Q hands the ball off to Douglas Brown, who gains 5 on the play. Sets them up with a 2nd down and 2.
That's a very, very good start right here on 1st down, right? You pick up half the yardage you need. And now here on 2nd, and if it even gets to 3rd, your playbook's, wide open, right, for you to do just about anything right here on 2nd down. Throw it deep, throw it short, run it. I think that's about all their options. Short, deep, run.
Yeah, that's how the game of football does generally work. Speaking of Gabriel Manning, there he is, knocking players over on the sidelines like a bully, but he gets the 1st down. And Gerald, the chains are moving.
Yeah, finally. A couple of 3 and outs. No, 3 and outs. And now we got a 1st down. But, hey, it wasn't we haven't had a 3rd play on this drive. So let's not hope for disaster strikes on the 3rd or 4th play of this drive.
That's true. 4 wide receiver set, 2 to the right, 2 to the left. Q 18 to 28 in his opening game. See what he can do on this one. Oh, nice connection over the middle. That one thrown on a rope. Gets that complete. They're in Indianapolis territory.
Yeah, and look, and what other way to, avoid not converting third downs than just avoid third down in general? They did that for the last 2 plays. Just reset the downs on a second with the pass, and now they just reset themselves downs on first down.
DJ Hume with the reception. He had 3 catches for 25 yards last week. Got a nice one there. Q hands the ball off to Brown. Brown hit behind the line, is able to shed 2 tackles and get all the way up to the 35-yard line. He turned what should have been a loss into a 5-yard gain. 2nd down and 5.
Yeah, broke a couple of tackles and then put a nice juke move. I'm not sure if he juked anybody, but he put a nice. It looked good, that's for sure. Look, second and manageable. It's great.
Q in the gun now. On 2nd down, out route up top to Gabriel Manning. Nets them another 1st down, Gerald, so they're still aptly avoiding the 3rd down situation and converting as they go. Gabriel Manning had nearly 1,000 yards receiving last season. He was 18th overall in the league with 939 yards. Leading receiver on the Desperados with 78 catches. Also had 7 touchdowns. That as well led the team. Free play now on 1st down as Brown gets hit at the line. Tackled on the play by Derek Jenko, but that will not matter, Gerald. 5-yard penalty.
You can't give away those free yards like that on defense at all. So, and it also, and Tulsa's obviously going to accept it, right? And they just not the 1st and 5.
First down and 5 situation from the Indianapolis 24-yard line. A little over halfway through the 1st quarter. No score yet. Douglas Brown trying to bounce it out around to the left. That didn't work. Loss of 2 on the play, and I'm surprised it's actually not a loss of more. Gerald looked like a bigger loss to me. Rocco Rossi with the tackle for a loss. He had 6 last season, gets 1 already in this ballgame.
This is I think it was just fate. It was meant to be 2nd and 7 because he picked up 3 yards on the run prior to the penalty. So it's just fate says, hey, it's 2nd and 7. That's just exactly what you got to go through.
It's just the world correcting a wrong. Q steps up in the pocket, throws it 4 yards behind the line of scrimmage, and Douglas Brown somehow able to get a yard out of that play. Looked like it was going to go for quite the loss, but the dreaded 3rd down situation is back, Gerald. They have not yet converted one here tonight.
If there's if they don't convert here, I think we're going to start an over-under on how many 3rd downs it's going to take for somebody to convert one.
We could. Brooke Beisel getting her leg warmed up on the sideline, but she's not going to need it yet as the 1st down reception is converted. Sanzo Robinson getting in on the action. Gets his 1st catch of the ball game, moves the chains.
Sanzo Robinson, a former halfback for the Desperados, right? Made the move to wide receiver a season or 2 ago, and now here is coming up with the first big 3rd down catch of the game for his team.
1st down and 10 now from inside the red zone. The 18-yard line. Q, deep drop, looks, throws about 5 yards over the middle, and that one's incomplete. Corey Jones was his intended target. Angel Maldonado in on the coverage, broke that pass up.
So it was really, really good coverage. And when you have receivers trying to make these contested catches, it makes it a lot more difficult for them to be able to pull the ball in right there. And he got extended a little bit too. Ooh, looked like the DB actually had it in his hands as well.
2nd down and 10. Drive started about 4 minutes ago in game time. Brown up the middle. Nice yards on that one. Gets a 3rd down and 4. Nice gain of 6.
And they're stringing together real good, right? Just keeping on moving the ball. And now this is going to be their 11th play of the drive right here. So they're putting something really good. And it would be a shame if something crazy happens. But, then they'd put together this long drive and hopefully come away with 6.
2 wide receivers out to the left. The pass goes to the left. Gabriel Manning getting the first down. First and goal for the Desperados.
Yeah, and right there, and Gabriel Manning up at the top of the screen on that out route on this drive alone has been open every time, right? And I get it, right? The DB on that side needs to be able to watch him, because everybody knows Gabriel Manning. I mean, he's a really big deep threat. So they're just trying to not get beat over the top. I think that's why they're giving Gabriel Manning a little bit room to hit those 5 to 7 yard outs.
Back to pass throws on the run. That one's swatted down. Well defended at the line of scrimmage. Pass is batted away. Brings up a second down and goal. Brian O'Shea, one of the backup defensive linemen, in on that one.
Yeah, credit to the defensive line too for having the pocket kind of collapse and causing JQ to kind of try and spin out, and then he tried to spin out and he had nothing there, and he tried to just throw it to his fullback, and it got batted back in his face.
Offset I formation on second down and goal. Douglas Brown leveled at the 4-yard line. Brought down by Adam Wiseman. It's another third down on this drive, Gerald. They've converted a few now. Third down and goal from the 4. Short field.
Yeah, and look, and for as long as this drive is, look, points are points, but if they're going to come away with just 3 points, I think it's going to be a disappointment. But I would say that they're going to hit Gabriel Manning on the out route up top.
We'll see if you're right. They're going to go over the middle, and that one is incomplete. No, it's caught. Hauled in. It looked like it was falling down to the turf, but DJ Bandit gets the catch, gets the score. Tulsa puts points on the board first.
Right place at the right time. It's like he was just spectating right toward the end and seeing how the ball was getting batted around. And he just kind of just stepped there. He said, "Thanks for the assist, Mr. Linebacker. Touchdown for us. Now we're up 6-0.
Chad McDevitt got his hand on the ball, knocked it straight into the hands of DJ Bandit. And Tulsa, 5.5 minute drive, 14 plays, 76 yards. Extra point is up, and it's good. That's a heck of a way to turn the tables, Gerald, after starting off slow and having to see back-to-back-to-back punts. Finally, some football action.
And they were able to convert their 2 third down tries there, right, on that drive. 3 if you count that touchdown there. So
they're counting it. I'm sure Tulsa's counting that conversion there.
So I think they just want to shove that in my face come halftime right at the end of the game. Look, we converted. We're talking about we're last in third down conversions. Pal, what do you know?
Rockefeller brings that one out to the 22-yard line. Flag on the play. We'll have to see what the call is from the ref. And it's a face mask call on Tulsa. So that is going to extend the return out another 15 yards. Probably spotted at about the 37 if my math is correct.
That was a personal foul face mask call. So, and I didn't even see it. They're already near midfield. Holy cow!
I was so close. First down and 10 from the 38-yard line. They've had 2 possessions punted after 3 plays on both, looking for something better on this one. Colin Pierce hands it to Christian Pierce, and there's the first down that they've been looking for, getting it on 1 play on this drive.
Yep, and he's already went above his average from last week on 2 runs here, or 3 runs that he's had so far. So, but yeah, they opened up a nice big running lane right there, and he couldn't help but not miss it. It was just so open. He just had to just run straight.
27 carries, 36 yards last week, along with the touchdown. His longest run last week, Gerald, was only 9 yards. He just beat that. Short drop from Colin Pierce. Throws that one down to one of the backup players. It's a loss of 3 on the play. That one to backup tight end Dodge Daytona. 2nd and 13.
I don't know what he was trying to dodge. I guess he's named aptly. He was trying to dodge something that wasn't even there. Dodge
Pure air, yeah.
Dodge the line of scrimmage going the other way.
I think he heard some footsteps. Pierce throws. That one's incomplete. Going back to Mr. Daytona.
I don't know. It looked like, I don't know, it's him or Roosevelt, one of them. I look like they both wanted it.
They're both there. Neither of them got it, though. So, yeah, I think that was probably intended for Ryan Roosevelt. Maybe Mr. Daytona needs to tap out of the game temporarily. They have a big 3rd down coming up. 3rd down and 13 inside the final minute of quarter number 1. 4 wide receiver set. Pierce in the gun. Going deep down the left-hand side, and that one is incomplete. Ryan Roosevelt, the intended target, well defended by Cameron Shaw. And they were able to get a 1st down on that drive, Gerald, but all for naught. They are still having to punt. Matty Wiseman back out onto the field.
Yeah, and they started out with really good field position. They actually got negative yardage on these after they got near midfield. They just went backwards a little bit. So started out really good with that first play of that drive, but then it just fell off quick.
Wiseman should be able to pin Tulsa deep. Punt comes down at the 19, returns it up to the 21. So I guess not so deep after all. But hey, at least it wasn't a fair catch. You got to see Gabriel Manning return of 2. Fantastic. If you are new to the SFL, the Simulation Football League combines traditional sports, esports, and a role-playing game into one. Team strategies are being executed in real time by our simulations as real-life players compete on the virtual gridiron. For more information about the SFL, you can visit our website at simulationfl.net. The SFL, we put the fan in fantasy. JQ puts the rock into Douglas Brown's hands, and he spins his way up to the 33-yard line, averaging 4.1 yards per carry. Gerald, a little bit better than last week, and just got a 1st down on the first play.
Yeah, he's this run right here. Look, he has 4 of his teammates running to block downfield right there, and they kind of outran him a little bit. But if he would have just kind of stayed behind him just a little bit, let him pick up the block, I think he's in the end zone dancing.
Dancing he will not do. He needs to stand still, or he will be called for a false start. Q, out route up top. That one is complete. Corey Jones getting the catch. Good for a gain of 9. Goes out of bounds, stops the clock with 12 seconds to go here in the first quarter.
Yep, and they're well on way, not reaching that 3rd down mark. Here we are, 2nd and 1, picking up 9 right down that 1st down play. And Tulsa seemed like, after their first couple of drives there where they just kind of sputtered out with some 3 and outs and stuff, that they've kind of figured it out here, and they're starting to get in the rhythm.
See if they snap this before the end of the quarter. They do. Brown gets the 1st down, and that is how we will bring the first quarter to a close. So fresh set of downs for the Desperados. They have the ball. They have the lead. 7-0 here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. You are watching the Simulation Football League presented by APM Music on SFL YouTube. I'm Mike Daggs. He's the Snowball eating Gerald Smith, Scott Bird, Jason Clay, Rochelle Colston with us on stats. Cameron Irvine, our producer. Douglas Brown, the running back. And Brian James, the tackler. I think I've introduced everybody now, Gerald. 2nd down and 7.
I think we probably should have done roll call before we started to make sure everybody's here. But yeah, I think they're here.
Hopefully everybody's in their places. Hey, we're up here in the booth, and we've at least got that going for us. Q hands the ball off to Brown on 2nd down. Short gain sets up a 3rd down and 5. Rossi with the tackle.
Yeah, 3rd down has been pretty good for Tulsa, especially like the last drive. that they had when they went down and scored that touchdown. So it's going to be interesting to see, if they're going to continue with, something similar to like the Manning out route or whatever.
Brown, the ball carrier, only gains 2. Brought down by Chad McDevitt, and that will bring up a 4th down.
Yeah, that wasn't quite what I was maybe expecting. I expect to see much more of what they were doing on the previous drive, to be able to keep pushing the ball downfield. But kudos to Indy, right, for being able to, force a punt here.
Farouk on to punt for the Desperados. Rockefeller waiting for the ball back at the 15-yard line and calls for the fair catch. Are you liking the game so far? Well, he's not. Sam Hornish Jr. is injured on the play. He's one of the guards. Let's see how they sub in the offensive line and see if we get an update.
He just got pushed down. Yeah.
On Hornish, yeah, maybe a muscle cramp. Are you liking the game so far? Smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. The SFL produces over 400 events each year. There is no one else giving you that much football. Don't miss a minute of SFL or SFLM action and help the channel grow through your support. Thank you for helping the SFL reach 10 years of operation through your viewership. First down pass is incomplete. Second down.
That was great coverage right there by the corner. It was doing it looked like a short corner route right there, but the pocket was collapsing and Pierce had to do something with it. I think he may have been trying to get it out of bounds, but he just couldn't get enough on it because the pocket was collapsing right around him. But luckily for Indy, it just got batted down to the ground.
Full quarter already in the books. Only 3 completed passes from Colin Pierce. Short drop. There's reception number 4. Gets that one off into the hands of Christian Pierce, but it doesn't really matter. 3rd down and 9. Only a gain of 1.
Yeah, it comes the dreaded 3rd down, right, for them. So, and they're not in, and even if they don't pick this up here, they're going to be punting it back to Tulsa and giving Tulsa really good field position. So it's extremely important that they pick this up.
3rd down and 9, throwing into traffic, but he's got his man and he's off to the races. Ryan Roosevelt passing the 30, passing the 20. Will he be caught? No, he won't. Touchdown, Indianapolis.
84 yards on the touchdown catch on a 3rd and long, right? Still under the shadow of your own goalpost, and it's not often you see a slant go for that big of a gain, right? But Roosevelt was just able to put his foot on the ground and hit his slant, and once he caught it, and he just happened to get behind everybody, and nobody was going to catch him after he got the ball.
84-yard touchdown reception to Ryan Roosevelt. And just when the stats are looking really bad, Gerald, you just need one big play, and it makes all the difference. Ryan Roosevelt's first catch of the ball game, and it goes for 6. Colin Pierce now just shy of 100 yards in passing yards with a touchdown. That'll help the old QBR number look a little bit better. 131.3 after that touchdown reception. Extra point by Top Kiefer is up and good. Kiefer signed to the Ramblers this week, Gerald, replacing the kicker they drafted, who they already wanted to replace. Top Kiefer beating him out in practice this week, and he's now the new kicker of the Indianapolis Ramblers. He's got the ball teed up, ready to kick this one away.
He's excited getting himself, other than having kickoffs happen, right? Being able to put some points on the board for his team and contribute real quick.
Gabriel Manning takes this one from the 5. Always dangerous return man. Gets that up to the 30-yard line. We've got a game update from SFL Studios. Cameron Irvine, what do you have for us?
Thank you, Mike. Denver just 100 yards in the first half. They had a punt block. They had a missed field goal in the snow, but Bailey O'Shaughnessy finally gets them some positive momentum. Arizona still on top, 17-7. Denver off the goose egg. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Cam. That snow looks terrible, awful, and horrible in every way imaginable. JQ with the catch, or with the pass that was caught. A nice gain of 6 for Sam Hornish. He may return He was not missed on the last drive. Well, replacement guard did just fine, but we'll see what they're able to do now.
That thing back in place, tape it to the other finger, put a popsicle stick on it or something, but he's ready to get back in.
That's it. Get back out there. You got a game to play. Q on second down. He's under center. Changing the play at the line. Short drop. Quick out route to Gabriel Manning, who steps out of bounds. You got to, come on. You're a wily old veteran. You got to plant that foot, turn up field, get past the stick.
Yeah, you would think. I mean, he's still going to be in the Hall of Fame someday, and you'd think a guy with his caliber should be able to put his foot in the turf and be able to turn up to be able to pick it up. But it's third and extremely manageable. Shoot, they got Douglas Brown back there. He's good for a yard, I would imagine.
Yu hands the ball off to Brown. Brown good for just about a yard, and that's about all. But a yard is all the doctor ordered. First down for Tulsa.
Yep. Converting another third down for them, which is really good. And on the last drive, I don't even know if we mentioned it, Indy converted a third down too. That's for a touchdown. Huge third down conversion on that one.
Yeah, the best way you can possibly convert a third down is what they did. 4 wide receiver set now on first down. Q, short pass over the middle. That one's tipped and should have been picked off. Adam Wiseman got his hands on the ball. He'd still be running the other way. Falls harmlessly to the turf. Second down.
Need to go to the sideline and tell him to get them bricks off of his hands, because he should have been it should have been a pick six right there.
Yeah, it absolutely should have. Second down and 10 now for Tulsa. Offset eye in the backfield. Q throws to Brown. Brown's momentum is going to carry him out of bounds. And I think they're going to say no catch, which is good because he would have lost a yard. Third downs, we see the team stats comparison, very comparable. Indianapolis' running game a little lighter than Tulsa's, but otherwise pretty even stats.
Except for that, almost that average yards, right? That big long pass changed that average yards tremendously. Otherwise, Indy was having a pretty, bad day offensively up to that point.
Agreed. 5 receiver set now on third down. Quick pass over the middle. Complete, short of the sticks.
Man,
fourth down and 4 coming up.
Corey Jones being in the league for 13 seasons, you would think that he would be able to stay on his feet and maybe try to make a little bit more of a play after that, right? Just, going to the ground pretty as quick as he did. Maybe he had to, but you think he'd want to grab that and try to pick up that first down.
High snap corralled in by Farouk. Rockefeller takes it from the 15. Nice return, dragging defenders with him all the way up to the 26-yard line. Gain of about 11 on the return, and that is where Indianapolis will take over on offense. Sunday on SFL YouTube, the only matchup of the week that pits unbeatens from the season openers to take center stage when the Mexico City Aztecs in Jordan Sipes' first home game under center welcome the 3-time defending champion Baltimore Vultures to Estadio Matt Wilson for a rematch of the season 19 semifinal. Kickoff is at 9 p.m. Eastern time. Don't miss a minute of the action. Find that game link and hit the notification bell. Christian Pierce runs for a gain of 1, 2nd and 9.
I need to hit that notification bell on that because I'll be working on that one. I'll be working the stats truck for that Mexico City game there.
Legend has it that you once upon a time were an elite stat man.
Yeah, I think it's true.
Pierce with another carry on back-to-back handoffs. Only 20 yards on 5 carries. Significantly less carries than he had last week. He's not even on pace to have that same amount, 27. He's a little over halfway to his yardage total from last week, though. The Ramblers really got to figure out a way to get Pierce going. It's an important part of their offense if they're going to find success this season.
Right. Because I won't be able to do it just kind of airing it out a whole bunch.
With 2 receivers in the area, and one of them's able to haul that one in. Pass was hauled in by Rob Hunt. Jay Viper was diving for it. Fortunately, at least one of them was able to pick it up, and it moves the chains. First down and 10 from the 41. Pierce in the gun. Pierce to his right. Colin Pierce throws over the middle, and that is complete. Jeff Banfield, the receiver, gains 6 on the play. Second down.
Yeah. They're actually having some success passing right now, right? With just under 5 minutes to go in this first half. You know, seems like they're starting to get a little bit more comfortable with their passing attack.
7 of 11, 116 yards and a touchdown. Most of those yards coming from a reception to Ryan Roosevelt. Flag on the play and nearly intercepted. Pass went straight into the hands of Marco Swift, but he can't haul that one in. We'll check the flag.
Penalty came out quick.
And it is a holding call against Tulsa. Defensive holding. The Ramblers will accept Nate Heslip, the victim of the flag. That'll be an automatic first down for Indy.
He had to hold them right off the line because that penalty came out really, really quick when the flag came out. So he probably didn't want to, them to get beat just like they had gotten on the previous drive for that long game.
First down and 10 now from the Tulsa 49-yard line. Pierce, quick pass down the left side, and that one is complete. Hauled in up at the 31-yard line. Randy Pierce with the catch.
Pierce to Pierce, and he kind of threw a laser too there because he had a lot of guys up underneath him that were open. He had 3 guys kind of in the same area, and they were pretty open. But he chose to throw the dart in that small area where Pierce was running, and he was able to come down with it.
Still spotted at the 32-yard line. Ball is handed off. Christian Pierce. They say a loss of 1 and still spotting the ball at the 32. Sometimes the refs have a hard time with math as well. We'll call it a loss of 1, though. Gerald, 2nd and 11.
Math is hard, apparently.
It is, yeah. I mean, you only got 10 fingers. So when you start getting up to 30 and such, you can't even utilize your toes at that point. Quick pass over the middle is hauled in by Jay Viper. He'll move the chains. They spot that one at the 21-yard line.
They're looking really, really comfortable, like I said, for passing. Ever since that long pass, got a little bit of confidence under him. And it may actually have,
First down and 10. 3 receiver set. 3 out to the left. Ball is handed off. Christian Pierce, he just can't get anything going, Gerald. Nothing seems to be working. The defense reading it like a book, like a 1,400-page book, if you will. Miles Gibson with the tackle.
1,400-page books are a great read once you get into it. But, yeah, the defense is all over it, right? I don't even want to try and put any blame on the offensive line. He's just not finding any lanes to be able to get going.
That lane quickly filled by Philadelphia Collins. 3rd down and 9. He got absolutely stuffed once again.
Stuffed with like a stuffed snowball. Man, it's good stuff.
You're going to end up having to describe to people what these snowballs and stuffed snowballs are, because I would imagine most people have no clue what you're talking about. Just like I had no clue when you first told me about it. That pass is incomplete. Randy Pierce got his hands on it, but it was broken up as he went down to the turf. 4th down, they're going to have to settle for a field goal as we see the replay.
And he actually had both hands on it. And maybe it was maybe with him trying to, having to spin around to catch it, he couldn't really secure it like he wanted to, right? But you get a ball like that in your hands, you definitely need to be able to hold on to that.
So Top Kiefer is on the field for his first career field goal try. This one will be from about 37 yards out from the right hash. Good snap, good hold. Kick is on its way. It's up. It is good from officially 36. Congratulations to Kiefer. He's perfect on his career.
Yep, and what a way for him to look. And he's contributed 4 points to his team so far, which is real good. And up until that drive, it was a pretty good drive by Indy. That was a 12-play drive. Before that, their highest drive was only 5 plays. So they were able to find something good that they like down there and be able to hold on to the ball and then get down and actually protect the ball as well to be able to get down there and get themselves 3 more points.
12 plays, 48 yards, 6 minutes, 45 seconds off the clock. We've seen a couple of lengthy drives on this game. Gabriel Manning brings it up to the 32-yard line. We've got another update from snowy Denver. Cameron Irvine, what do you got?
Thanks, Mike. It's another Denver update. Gene Struthers, 6 picks last week in a loss to Motor City. None in this one. Denver scored the last 14, and it's now a 3-point game in the third. Back to you, Mike.
Thanks, Kim. Making Snow Angels is overrated. I'm just going to throw that out there. Q, out route up top. Gabriel Manning. There, that time he planted his foot and turned up Fitzgerald. 5 receptions on him on the day for him now. What do you think about Snow Angels? Is that something you're looking forward to doing sometime?
Me? Yeah, definitely. Man, I'll make snow anything.
I don't even know what that means.
Yeah, just do anything in the snow. I can kick it. I can jump in it. I can ball it up. I can make snowmen and like snowballs you can throw, not eat. I wouldn't eat that.
No, don't eat yellow snow unless it's lemon flavored.
Yeah, but then you only get lemon. That's a snowball up down here, man, not up there.
2 minutes to go here in the first half of action from Tulsa, Oklahoma. Indy 10, Tulsa 7. Game that started off looking like Tulsa was going to be in control. They haven't scored in several minutes of game clock now. They've got the ball, though. Handing this one off to Douglas Brown up the right-hand side. He'll gain 4. Tulsa will receive the second half kickoff. So we'll see if they can score on this drive, at least tie it up going into the half, Gerald, and then they'll get the ball back.
Yeah. I think what's going to happen here. I think they're going to be safe with their passes and with their runs, everything else, right? Because they don't want to give the ball away. That way can get themselves with some points.
Hugh to Brown. Brown first down and more, all the way up to the Indianapolis 37-yard line. Q averaging about 68% completion percentage right now. 13 completions on 19 attempts. Past the 100-yard mark on that one.
Yeah, it was just the speed from Douglas Brown. Q was able to hit him in stride, so he didn't have to spin around or slow himself down, hit him in stride, and just grab that ball and just basically like outrun the linebacker there right to the edge and pick up a ton of yards. And it puts them in really, really good position where they can do just about anything right here from running and passing. And hopefully, for Tulsa, they have themselves, plays in place where they don't put themselves in any kind of danger.
Statistically very even game. Q right into the waiting arms of the defender. Blake Prine getting his hands on the ball, but it falls down to the turf. 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, and it wasn't. If he would have put a little bit more air under it, I think that's a touchdown. But he threw a little bit flat, so it was a little bit too dangerous for me, right? Like you're starting to run yourself in a position here to where you can at least have a chance to tie it up. You don't want to throw that opportunity away.
Douglas Brown spins past the first defender, nearly breaks out of the hands of the second defender, Ernest McCray Sr. Drags him for a few more yards. 3rd down and 1. Q to throw, out route down to the bottom. Complete to DJ Hume. They're going to stay in the hurry up.
Yeah, and they don't need to even be in the hurry up. They can huddle up and call some normal plays. They have tons of timeouts left.
All 3 of them pass behind the line of scrimmage to Douglas Brown. That was going to cost them 2 yards. They must like either the formation they're in or the formation the defense is in. They don't want to give that up. We'll see how long they keep doing that. 3rd down and 7. That's kind of what I thought. The first timeout is now called as they want some time to mull this 3rd and long situation over.
Yeah, I just think they didn't do themselves any favors right there, running the hurry up right there, right? Like if they were taking shots and doing anything, man, but they just kept kind of dumping it off, and then you run the risk of having having some of your players just get extremely tired without any break right there.
3rd down and 7, clock stopped with 41 seconds to go here in the first half. Q with 5 wide receivers. Steps up, hit as he throws, and they will call it a forward pass. That is incomplete, 4th down and 7. And we will see Brooke Beisel coming out for a field goal try to get this one tied up. Gerald, I don't think that's the worst thing that could have happened on that drive.
No. I think the end result is what they wanted at minimum, right? Hey, if they had, they was able to get a big play and be able to punch it in the end zone, but they were just, wanting at least 3 out of this right here. I mean, but look, are they leaving too much time on there for Indy to go down and do something as well? I mean, because they could have milked this down a lot more, like if they wanted, if they would have got out of the hurry-up offense.
Beisel's first field goal try of the season is good from 34 yards. She was 24 of 25 last season, a 96% conversion rate. Gets that one up and through, ties this game back up at 10 apiece.
And now they're able to, kick it off here and stop Indy. I don't think Indy's going to try and do anything really, really aggressive here. Because they also don't want to make any mistakes and give, Tulsa an opportunity to get more points before they, Indy has to kick it to Tulsa after the half. So
let's be realistic too. I mean, Colin Pierce's stats: 9 of 14, 144 yards and a touchdown. Nice return by Rockefeller up to the 32, but cut that yardage in more than half if you take away Ryan Roosevelt's 1 reception for 84 yards and a touchdown. Other than that one big play, Indy's been struggling so far in this one. So to have 28 seconds, even with 3 timeouts and decent starting field position set up by Rockefeller, still a tall task. We'll see how they attack it, starting off with a 3 wide receiver look. They're going to go down to Christian Pierce, who he's struggled as well, Gerald. That's his 9th rush for 23 yards now on the night.
I just don't think he's seen the running lanes properly.
And he's going to lose some of those yards right now. 3rd down and 8, and I think they're going to just let that one tick down. Yeah, back to halftime. So, all right, so we are at halftime, 10 apiece. The first half didn't even matter, Gerald. It's a whole new ball game. It's like those quarters didn't even exist. You're watching the Simulation Football League presented by APM Music on YouTube. Tulsa to receive the second half kickoff. I am Mike Daggs. He is the Gator Wrangler, Gerald Smith. Rumor has it that he once fought an alligator and won. Scott Beard, Jason Clay, Rochelle Colston with us on Stats. Cameron Irvine, our producer. It may have actually just been an iguana. We're not really sure. Gabriel Manning brings that one up to the 31-yard line. That is where Tulsa will start off the second half on offense. JQ, 17 of 25, 132 yards and a touchdown in the first half. Gerald, dare I say, before jinxing anything here, well, it's too late. There's been no turnovers in this game through 2 quarters by either team.
Not my fault. I just want to clear the air. It's not my fault this time.
It is your fault that iguana met an untimely demise. And a fumble. Speaking of turnovers, now that one was recovered by Tulsa. So Douglas Brown with a rare fumble, but jumped on by Davis, and they will get the first down.
Yeah, it looked like one defender held him up, and then the other defender was able to come in there and kind of punch it out and hope for that big turnover.
It looks like Brian James, the strong safety, was able to reach over and punch it out. James making the All-Star team in his rookie season. As Brown hit behind the line, spins, and then gets tackled. They will give him forward progress, though, so he's not going to lose all those yards. No gain, no loss. 2nd down and 10.
And that looked at like me wrangling that alligator, which turned to an iguana, which was actually like your regular, lizard you find around your house. It was a struggle, and I don't think I won.
Little Gecko. Actually, it was the Geico mascot. That's just rude. Pressure on that play. Q throws it into the turf. Rocco Rossi providing the pressure. 3rd down and 10. I'd like to welcome everybody back to Lucy Red Stadium here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Visit Lucy Red Energy Drink at lucyred.com and see why the energy is amazing, and hopefully help explain why these jerseys are fluorescent red.
So fluorescent, it's got an orange type look.
They are bright. Q, under pressure, he is sacked. Brought down for a loss of 8. That'll bring this drive to an end. Adam Nold in on the corner blitz.
Right, and look, and that's kind of an uncommon type blitz, right? That a lot of teams just don't run, right? So you see, and I like it because you leave your guys up front, right, to occupy the lineman, and then you send one of those DB speedsters right through the middle, right there, to be able to, bring down the quarterback. But kudos to the other defenders because, without them covering the receivers like they did, there's no way he could have got the quarterback in time.
Rockefeller returns this up to the 34-yard line. Indy back on offense. Want in-depth statistics all season long? Visit the SFL website at simulationfl.net for info about the league and its 28 teams, and to see all the league records, team stats, player leaderboards, the rankings of the next class of SFL talent, and so much more. Simulationfl.net, your home for everything SFL. Colin Pierce, his first attempt here in the second half, 9-14, 144 yards in half number 1. He had a touchdown. He also had no turnovers. Trips to the left, one receiver to the right. He goes that way. Roosevelt with his second catch. But look at those stats, 89 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah, and I was thinking to myself, second catch, he's got 84 of those off of his touchdown catch, and just his second catch of the game right here for those 5 yards. So, if he could find himself open, right, if they can somehow get, Christian Pierce to be able to see the running lanes better and get better play calling in some of these pass situations, I think they'll be fine.
I think so as well. Christian Pierce, probably with his best run of the ball game, is able to get a few yards there, sets up a 3rd down in inches. See if they hand it back to him to try to make a conversion.
Yeah, I think what they really need to do is just to tell Pierce, right? I mean, he's still a relatively young player. Hey, look, man, just don't think about it too much, right? Just see something, go for it, and hit the hole if you can. Don't overthink it.
Pierce with the quick pass up top. There's Roosevelt once again. He might be the key to this offense, Gerald, if they can work him more open. 6'4", 220-pound receiver, his second season with the team, 4th in the league. He is one of their most reliable weapons.
I'd definitely say so, especially on that touchdown pass there. Hit him open, is able to get going.
Christian Pierce stuffed at the line once again. He's at midfield, no gain on the play, 2nd down.
And look how many red jerseys just filled the hole that he was going through. Right, he tried to get there, but man, there were so many red jerseys. It's almost like any kind of run up the middle, it's just not working for Pierce and Indy right now.
Pierce under center. Hands out. Oh, man. Did I hear a chaw? Tackle for a loss on that play, bro. An automatic, unplanned chaw from Gerald Smith.
Dude, the linebackers looking and as being highlighted right by our producer there, man, these linebackers are playing out of their mind right now as far as run stopping.
Yeah. They are the key in this right now. Pierce trying to convert a 3rd down. This one's going to be picked off, going back the other direction. And that one's brought up to the 39-yard line. Travis Arthur gets the pick. Jay Viper down on the turf. See if we can see what happened with him.
I think that's who they were throwing to him. No.
Oh, clear over his head. I think it was on this run back. Yeah, he made the tackle.
Wow. You like waylay a guy, but you technically waylay yourself. Like, that's just odd to me, right? Like, yeah, I hit him so hard, I hurt myself. But hey, hopefully he's all right. He can come back. But I think there was a lot of anger in that tackle, and he just sacrificed his body for the sake of making the tackle, I guess.
Travis Arthur with 3 interceptions last season. That's his first on this season. 7th all time. Douglas Brown tackled for a loss of 1. Adam Wiseman saying anything that those Tulsa linebackers can do, I can do as well. If not better, gets the TFL at the 38.
Yeah, Adam Wiseman saying, "Yeah, man, I'm a old veteran back here. You can't just discredit me for the favor of anybody else."
Brown gets the catch out in the flats, tries to juke a pass to defender. Excuse me, can't do it. Brought down at the 44, 3rd and 5.
And Indy's going to have to come up with something here, that way they can at least try and do get the ball back after that turnover and try to do something a little bit more than what they have been doing on offense, because they just been pretty anemic outside of one drive and one play.
Brown with 87 all-purpose yards. He's the leading offensive weapon for the Desperados so far. Gabriel Manning out of bounds on that one, Gerald.
This was an amazing type play. Like if you really catch it and see what Gabriel Manning was doing, whenever he had his toe tapping toward the sideline, he knew he was short, so he tried to catch it and hop right past the first down mark to try and dupe R62, but R62 wasn't having. So nah, man, you out of bounds.
Yeah, they got that LASIK eye surgery this offseason. They're a little bit better at making calls, I think.
No. I wouldn't agree.
I was waiting for that. You're like, negative. They're still terrible. They don't know anything. Indy takes back over on offense at their own 21, first down.
I think the league office need to pay those guys more. I think that's what they need to. Maybe we get better calls if they pay them more. I don't know. Or maybe they just make what they make because they're just really quality referees. I say that with sarcasm.
4 wide receiver set. Colin Pierce, he's going to go deep down the right-hand side. Picks off. Taken away at the 39-yard line. Pierce was trying to hit something quick. But Nate Heslop says, no, thank you. I will take that away.
For a second, it looked like he had Jeff Banfield there, but the ball I don't know if it just hung up a little bit more than what he wanted to, or just, Heslop kind of undercut it. It looked like he was, maybe even reading it the whole time.
Heslop's not the type of defensive back that you want to test, Gerald. He led the league in pass deflections last season with 17. He had 11 picks on the season as well. That was 4th best in the league. His first on the season was right there. I'm sure many more to come. JQ down the left-hand sideline, and that one is caught for a first down inside the red zone. Gabriel Manning with a big catch. First down and 10 from the 13.
Yep, and when Gabriel Manning starts making those catches and JQ is seeing him open like that, it could spell some trouble for your defense. So they're now inside the red zone and looking to go up a score at least. Let's just hope they just don't squander this here.
No score yet in the third quarter. A little over halfway through. Q to Brown. Brown spins, gains 4 on the play, second down.
Yeah, there was a defender right in that hole, and Douglas Brown was able to spin right by him. I thought he was dead to rights right there. He just spun right out of it.
63 yards receiving for Manning on 6 receptions. Second down and 4. He's a popular target down here in the red zone. Q throws back corner, caught, and it's in. Touchdown for the Desperados. DJ Hume with the reception.
What a throw, what a catch, because he had a defender behind him and in front of him, and JQ was able to drop it right where he needed it, and he went up and got it. What? Oh, dude. Oh,
yeah, that sideline awareness too, Gerald. You could see Hume when he was coming down, kept his feet together. He wasn't going to take a single step until those feet landed in the end zone.
Amazing play right there, and that was off of the Nate Heslop turnover. So this is something that Indy's going to have to put something together.
That was quite an amazing play. Like you said, Gerald, Q was under pressure, had to throw that ball high so that Hume had a chance to jump up between those defenders. to make that catch. Beisel's extra point is up and good. Tulsa leads 17-10 over Indianapolis. On Monday night, the Corbin Cup takes center stage when Carolina visits Charleston in the 13th all-time meeting. Join Cameron Irvine and Paul Sarp for the call, and this week in the SFL pregame show, recapping all of the exciting Week 2 action. Coverage starts at 7 p.m. Eastern Time on SFL YouTube. The Cam and Paul Monday Night Spectacular. That's what I like to call it anyway. I don't think that's official yet. If I keep saying it enough, it'll eventually stick. That brings that out to the 20, and we've got an update from snowy Denver. Cameron Irvine, take it away.
Thank you, Mike. Bailey O'Shaughnessy finds his way into the end zone. Denver has scored 21 unanswered, and the 11.5-point underdog at home Nightwings are up 4. Arizona trying to mount a comeback rate.
Thank you, Cam. Down 17. No lead is ever safe in the SFL, and the same can be said for this one-score lead here as, once again, Roosevelt makes a play for Indy.
It seems, it seems like, I mean, every time he gets the ball, right, the exception of just one time, it's 5-yard route. It seems like it's a big play. It's his third catch on the day right here. So, I mean, if you want to start looking to him to be able to, find a mismatch right there, right? Because, I mean, you don't want to throw to the side over there by Heslip, right? I mean, you said his stats on the last drive. I mean, you want to go opposite of that guy, and Roosevelt has been your guy so far.
Pierce takes a handoff, finally getting a few yards on that one, literally. He gets 4, 2nd down and 6. An update on Jay Viper. We're 2 for 2 on getting updates tonight, Gerald. He may return. His knee was bruised. See if Viper makes his way back to the field.
We're going to get one update because all last season we didn't get any.
Not a single one.
Who was what or how or what they were doing. They could have been dead and whatever else. We had no idea.
Well, that's dark. Pierce gets the first down, though. Gets the ball into Tulsa territory. A couple of nice runs for Christian Pierce on this drive.
Yeah, it seemed like he's starting to find his footing, right, with noticing some running lanes. And you can notice that the run he had before that one, how he kind of had enough time. His lineman held their block and he was able to navigate around and find the open spot and be able to run. So, maybe he's going to get a little bit, more comfortable with seeing these lanes and, and be able to help his team.
Here's back to throw. Pressure starting to surround him. He goes deep to Ryan Roosevelt, and that one just a little bit too far. Got 4 catches, 7 passes came his way. They have him credited with 1 drop, but he's got over 100 yards and he's got a touchdown. Far and away the best offensive weapon for the Ramblers tonight.
And they had a missed opportunity. Roosevelt had his man beat deep, and Pierce just overthrew him. And he had a pretty clean pocket. He just missed it.
Trips down to the bottom. He's going to go up to the top. Single coverage again, and Nate Heslip with his 2nd pick of the ball game. You could see that one coming from a mile away, Gerald.
Yeah. Whenever I saw him to throw it, and I was like, and I had mentioned earlier, just a few plays before, you really don't want to throw that way to that man, and he did, and they tried to test him, and it just didn't go well.
Colin Pierce now 13 to 22, 182 yards with 3 picks on the night. First half was completely clean. The second half, not so much. I formation for the Desperados. 3 minutes, 6 seconds to go. In quarter number 3, no gain on the play for Brown, who's got 57 yards on the day on 16 carries.
I mean, it could be just me as far as Indy goes on offense, and maybe they're wanting to try to take some shots and thinking that the game could possibly get away because they know how they haven't been their best on offense thus far. So, and maybe they feel like they have to take the shots, but I don't think it's to that point yet.
Brown with a block, able to spring him free for a few yards. Gets him up to the 64-yard mark. 3rd down and 6.
And here's an opportunity for Indy to be able to get their defense off the field and get their offense back on the field, especially if they don't allow Tulsa to pick this up here because, I mean, they can get pretty good field position off of a punt if they're able to stop him here.
Tulsa 4 of 10 on third down so far tonight. They're going to try a run here on 3rd and 6. It's not going to work. They gain half of what they need. Now 4 of 11 on 3rd down.
Looks like Douglas Brown just kind of took a wrong route and got caught up behind his guys because his guys are holding those blocks and he just got hung up behind them and couldn't decide whether he wanted to go to the right of his teammate or left of his teammate, and gave the defenders just enough time to come and bring him to the ground.
Kanye Rockefeller standing at about his own 40-yard line waiting for this punt. And he's able to sidestep a couple of tacklers, gets up to the 44. Stats still pretty darn even, Gerald. Again, still only the rushing yards are really the difference. Obviously, significantly more first downs for Tulsa, and they have the lead. Turnovers, I think, might be the big story now.
Oh yeah, because I mean, those are drive killers. I think they had 2 turnovers. 2 of their 3 were actually they were actually driving in Tulsa territory. So I mean, when you give the opponent the ball back like that, it's it's kind of demoralizing a little bit.
Pierce hands the ball off. Christian Pierce, his first huge run of the season, quite honestly, gets all the way down to the 31-yard line. A big gain on the play. That's what, about 25 yards, Gerald?
Yeah, about 25 yards on that right there. So it's like, I think it might be 27, but yeah, he was able to look, and maybe that's how they need to run him, because every time he's went out over the edge right there, over the tackles and stuff like that, outside the tackle, he's had pretty good success. I just don't think running up the middle is going to be successful.
Short drop by Pierce, throws that one out to Roosevelt. Another short reception for him. I say short, he gained 9 yards. I think that he'll be perfectly happy with that. But Christian Pierce, good for him to finally get something going. That was definitely his longest run on the night, and only had 36 yards all last week. 9 yards was his longest, so 25-yard gain. Big for his confidence as well. 2nd and 1. One receiver out to the left, one to the right. Christian Pierce once again has some blocks, and he's able to get a first down inside the red zone, down at the 15-yard line. His stats looking a little bit better now.
Right. And you can see where he's running, right? He's running over the outside hip of the tackle right there, again, off that left tackle side. So, with him being able to, to be able to do that and get him in a little bit open space, he seems a little bit more comfortable and confident running out there.
Brown and Pierce both with 64 yards rushing now. Going to try to add to the receiving yard game as well, as he gained 6 on the play. And that will bring us to the end of quarter number 3. Indy knocking on the door, looking to get some points on the board. They trail by 1 score. 3 quarters in the books. 11 minutes remains here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Ramblers 10, Desperados 17. You're watching the Simulation Football League, presented by APM Music on YouTube.
The Simulation Football League is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or account of the game without the express written consent of the league office is prohibited.
I'm Mike Daggs. He's Gerald Smith. Scott Bird, Jason Clay, Rochelle Colston. Tracking stats tonight. Cameron Irvine, our producer. Pierce in the gun on 2nd and 4. Nice out route complete to Roosevelt. The sliding grab. 1st and goal from the 4. APM Music is unrivaled music to bring your stories to life, inspiring every production with the world's most robust and constantly refreshed music collection, state-of-the-art technology, and world-class customer service. APM Music is the official soundtrack of the Simulation Football League. To explore their library and find the perfect track for your projects, visit apmmusic.com. Pierce, under pressure, sacked. Brought down at the 8-yard line. Sacked on the play by Mike Mello.
If Colin Pierce would have released that, Christian Pierce could have walked into the end zone because there was nobody out there. I'm not sure I don't even know if he would even take the sack. Just throw it to the turf or something in that moment. But he could have got it out in time. It was a touchdown, I think.
Pierce up top, and it's in. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Ryan Roosevelt, his second of the ball game.
Yep, and when they need a big play, who do they go to? Ryan Roosevelt, and he just said, look, big guy, I'm going to throw it that way. You go up and get it. And he jumped up right in front of the defenders, able to pull it down. And now it looks like we're on our way to a tie ball game, pinning an extra point, but top.
7 receptions, 140 yards, and 2 touchdowns for Ryan Roosevelt. Potentially the player of the game if Indianapolis is able to pull off a victory in this one. Cameron Shaw had great coverage on that one, Gerald. He was right there. I thought for sure that was going to be another Colin Pierce interception, but Ryan Roosevelt fought for that ball, and he got it. Top Kiefer with the extra point. It's up. It's good. 17 apiece. 1 minute into quarter number 4.
Yeah, look, and the defense of Indy has kept them in it, right? Even with the mistakes from the offense and having 3 turnovers, the defense has kept them in the game and kind of, I guess, slowed down, the Tulsa offense just enough to where they can give their offense more opportunities to put points on the board.
Gabriel Manning brings this one up to the 31-yard line. Always something to watch when Gabriel Manning is returning kicks, Gerald. He's number 1 in total kick returns. He's number 1 in kick return yards. He's number 1 in kick return touchdowns. Take a guess. Without looking, don't cheat. How many kick return yards do you think Gabriel Manning has in his career?
Let's see, 3,500.
It's about 17,000.
Holy shoot, man, that's insane.
That's what I'm saying. Like, he's number 1, and I don't even think there's a close second. 21 kick return touchdowns as well. So when the game is on the line, you never know when all of a sudden Gabriel Manning might appear out of nowhere. Guess who's number 1 in punt return yards in league history as well? Gabriel Manning. It was a trick question. Yeah.
I don't know if it's much of a trick, because if he's got that many kick return yardage, it's got to be like Elway. If he's returning punts and kicks.
Gabriel Manning actually passed the 17,000-yard mark during tonight's ball game. Been in the number 1 spot for a while, and deep pass down the right side, nearly picked off. Ernest McCray Sr. in on the coverage. Brings up a 3rd down and 10, and the Indy defense looking to get off the field here. Get the ball back into their offense's hands. They've had the lead in this ball game. They lost the lead. Now they've got the opportunity to get it back.
Yeah, Ernest McCray knocking down that ball. It's like he was jumping up and he wanted that fried shrimp po' boy to be able to eat after the game, getting a pick or something.
21-33 is Q. He's now 22 of 34. Moves the chains, keeps the clock rolling. DJ Hume with another catch.
And that was a big catch, too, right there. He's able to find a little bit of a gap right there down and right past the corners and right in front of the safeties there, too, to be able to get themselves in a situation. And now it looks like they're actually in Indy territory and see if they can put more points up on the board to be able to, take a lead back on Indy.
Ball is handed off to Douglas Brown. Gain of 2 on the play. He's averaging 3.5 yards per carry. It's about what he had last week as well.
And Douglas Brown is really just known for, he usually finds some way within a game to have some big, huge run, and he hasn't had that either last week or this week so far. So, defenses have held him in check.
Hugh pumps, fires short, nearly picked off. Adam Nold, the rookie, should be running his pick 6 in right about now. Dropped that one.
Yeah, young rookie, you gotta, get them stone hands off your body and be able to pull that in. Or maybe he just saw the end zone and thought it was just a given pick for him, right? Took his eyes off the ball.
Yep.
And just let it slip through his hands. Yeah.
Yep. See what happens on this 3rd down and 8. Q in the gun. 3 receivers out to the left, 2 to the right. Q past the first down marker. No, batted away. Well defended pass by Kanye Rockefeller. 4th down, and hey, the Indy defense did it, Gerald. They're going to get off the field now with another Tulsa punt. And Colin Pierce warming up on the sideline. He's ready to get back out there.
Look, and Tulsa needs Farouk to put up a good punt to be able to pin Indy back way in their own territory here.
Farouk kicks this one away. It's going to come down at the 9-yard line and roll down to the 1 and into the end zone for the touchback. Sometimes I wish they would just leave the ball alone, Gerald. Don't touch it. Just let it bounce and do its thing.
Yeah, and sometimes I wish it was legal to put some sort of a tasing mechanism when they grab the ball. When you want it, you can just hit a button and you would tase them and it would just drop right there.
That's some Matt Wilson logic right there. I wish the ball could shock the guy and make him fall down to the turf. Gosh.
Man, you got to win, man. They're out there trying to win.
Yeah, right. But not tase people. But I digress. Colin Pierce.
Yeah, but they don't pay him a lot. He's a non-contract, so I think it's okay.
Rocco McLovin, the receiver that got that one. He's in for Jay Viper, who has not yet returned. Pierce hands this one off to Christian Pierce. And he was doing pretty good on the last drive, but the Tulsa defense, they don't want to relinquish this lead. Berto Demora getting in on the tackle for a loss, 3rd and 5.
All-Star just demolished the right tackle and knew exactly where he was going, and it was for anybody who likes defensive linemen, that was a thing of beauty.
On 3rd down and 5, that one's going to be picked off once again.
And guess
who?
who?
Who else? Nate Heslop with the hat trick. 3 picks on the day, and Tulsa will have excellent starting field position for this one.
Heslop is making sure Colin Pierce is going to see 21 in his sleep and realize that you don't need to throw the ball that way next time they play each other, because that's 3 there that Heslop just has taken away and killed the drive, and now Tulsa has got great field position.
Nate Heslop now with 54 all-time career interceptions in his 11 seasons. The 2-time All-Star made the All-Star game last season as well, and he's having a heck of a night. 4 tackles, an assist, a pass deflection, and 3 picks. Nate Heslop keeping the Desperados in this one. No gain on the play for his offense, though. 2nd down and 10, but they are in Indy territory.
Yeah, Heslop single-handedly killed 3 of Indy's drives.
Yeah, absolutely. Now trying to see if they can get some points off the turnover, and nearly turned it over themselves right into the waiting arms of Chris Britton, showing folks why he's a linebacker and not a tight end.
Yeah, they're not known for catching balls, but he looked like his form was perfect. Kind of got his
running
hands,
around.
Got his hands out in front of him, got both hands on it, but just didn't know what to do with the ball once it hit his hands.
Just swatted it down to the grass. Q, quick pass over the middle. Good for a gain of 4, but that is all, as he is brought down by Adam Wiseman. DJ Hume with 6 receptions. 4th and 6 from the Indy 38. It's a little bit too far for Brooke Beisel, I would think. And it is indeed. We will see Farouk on to punt. See if he can pin him back deep this time.
Yeah, and maybe they'll have the tasers ready for the guy who grabs the ball.
Nobody's getting tased.
He angled this one.
Let it bounce. Don't touch. Nobody touch it. Just let it. See, there you go. Just let it be. Let it be. All right, I'm not going to sing, but that was a nice special teams play, pinning it down at the 10-yard line. Neither team really doing all that great on 3rd down, Gerald. 4 of 9 for Indy, 5 of 14 for Tulsa. And that's, in addition to the turnovers, been a big storyline. Can you imagine if Indy comes back and wins this one? They have 4 turnovers. Tulsa's got 0, and it's tied. They could get the lead on this drive. They're still in it. Christian Pierce doing what he's unfortunately been doing all night long. That's running for negative yards. David Ware with the tackle.
And those linebackers for Tulsa, man, have been killing it, for run stopping right there along the line. So, but it would, if Indy somehow pulls this out, I would have to give the game ball, whatever, to their defense, because that's what's kept them the game since with 4 turnovers.
Pass down the right sideline's going to move the chains. Jeff Banfield getting in on the action. He's had a relatively quiet night, but makes a big play there. Nice big catch will move the chains. Also gets them out of the shadow of their own goalposts.
And Pierce was able to get the ball out there and get it over Heslop's head, right? I think Heslop maybe been caught looking in the backfield. He wants number 4 on the game for himself, and maybe caught him looking in the, at the quarterback a little bit too much. Was able to loft it over his head.
238 yards for Pierce. And Christian Pierce trying to add to his yardage total. Decent run there. Gained 6. 2nd down and 4. So a little over 5 minutes to go. Clock rolling. Both teams with all 3 timeouts. Tie ball game. It's been a tie ball game most of the game, it seems, Gerald. And Indy in control right now.
Yeah. And India is very capable of chewing up a lot of this clock right here and going down and getting some points as well. They've done it already in the game by putting together a 12-play drive previously.
No gain by Pierce on that one. 3rd down and 4. So another big 3rd down moment for Indy. If they don't convert this one, there's a chance that they don't even get this ball back if Tulsa can really milk the clock on the next drive, work their way downfield. It's critical to keep this one going. Quick pass over the middle. They will indeed keep this one going. Hashtag throw it to the tight end. Randy Pierce getting the catch.
Pierce to Pierce, and he got it out quick too. Right after made his cut, the ball came. So, which is really, really good at what you want, because if you take too long on those slant routes, man, they start getting to the the 3rd level of the defense, and everything starts to kind of converge all together. It becomes a huge mess. So, timing on those slant routes are important, and Colin Pierce was able to get the ball out quick as they needed to.
Ryan Roosevelt highlighted there. 7 receptions, 140 yards. Keep an eye on him as this drive continues to unfold. Christian Pierce with a short run. We have a final update from snowy Denver. Cameron Irvine, who won the game?
Thank you, Mike. A frantic finish in snowy Denver. 21 points scored in the last few minutes, but it's Arizona with the final score, 31-28. The Scorpions survive the Denver Nightwings and go to 2-0.
Thank you, Cam. Can't imagine that Scorpions do too well in the snow. Ryan Roosevelt gets the catch, but was heading the wrong direction on the curl route. He's going to cost his team 5 yards. 3rd down and 13 on that one. Loss of 5.
Yeah, he lost. I think he lost 6 on that.
6.
It was just he caught it, and I guess his momentum took him backwards, and then he just couldn't get himself righted the right way. And now there's a 3rd and long here, and this could throw it to Roosevelt deep.
Yeah, I was going to say, just look at Roosevelt up top there. If he can get past the defender, depending on what that safety does, we'll see what happens. Pierce under pressure. Down he goes, sacked. The Tulsa defense does what it needs to do. Berto Damara in on the sack, along with Jaden Swift. 4th and 20. They're going to need to punt.
Yeah, and now it's up to Maddie Wiseman, right, to kind of have to pull the taser out of her pocket and try and get the ball pinned deep for her team. So let's see how this shakes out.
Send league investigators down to Louisiana's facilities. Just check and make sure nobody's getting tased down there. I can only imagine what your practices are like. So I've heard of cattle prods. Is there like a gator prod? Like what are you using?
No, man, you can't prod gators. You ever touch gator skin? The stick is all get out, man. It's crazy. You can't prod that.
It's as thick as gator skin.
Yeah, I was about to say that. And I'm like, That's gonna make no
Well,
no sense.
but
if
I
you're
guess
trying to
I guess
compare
it.
to something.
Yeah, that is. It makes total sense. It's as thick as gators. Anyhow, JQ under pressure. He's going to go down. The corner blitz gets him again. Adam Nold, the rookie, getting the sack. 2nd and 17 as we approach the 2-minute warning cue. Deep down the left-hand side. He's got Gabriel Manning. Broke the first tackle.
This guy.
Broke the second. He's off to the races. Can he be caught? No! Touchdown! Tulsa, they reclaim the lead. Gabriel Manning breaks 3 tackles on the way to the end zone.
I thought Kanye Rockefeller was going to be the guy, but it looks like they drew up another blitz, and they didn't have another guy back there, and he just did a post-corner route and lost the corner, broke 1 tackle. Oh, did he almost step out?
He absolutely almost stepped out. On that replay, it looked to me like he did step out right around midfield.
Are we going to get a challenge?
And it does not look like we're going to get a challenge. Somebody needs to radio down to Indianapolis' sideline right away. But, JQ, credit the veteran quarterback there. Got sacked on the play and immediately got his team to run back to the line. He's like, listen, don't worry about the sack. I like the look that we've got. Manning, go deep. And it worked. 3 broken tackles later, Tulsa reclaims the lead, 24-17. Hey, don't leave the stream without joining our Discord server or watching the end of the game for that matter. It's going to be fun. There's so much more to do in the SFL than just being a player. You can join to check out content for teams and about the league created by the community, participate in pick'em games, play SFL fantasy football, test your skills in the survivor pool, so much more. You can join our server at simulationnfl.net and click the Discord icon on the menu. The SFL community is 2,000 strong, and we will see you there. Kanye Rockefeller wasn't able to make that tackle, and now he brings it up to the 20. 80 yards to go, 2 minutes to do it. Trailing by 7. Tulsa out in front, 24-17. Exciting finish coming up. Colin Pierce, he's got to be careful, Gerald. He's got 4 picks on the day. 1 more, and this game is over.
Yeah, I would avoid throwing Nate Heslop's way.
Pierce under pressure, brought down. Sacked for a loss of 6. Chris Andrews joining the sack party. This defensive line of Tulsa has been brutal tonight. Short pass over the middle gains that 6 back +1, and Indianapolis will burn their first time out.
Yeah, well, look right here. So it's 4 down territory no matter what, right? So, going with that logic into that right here, you don't have to pick up all of it right here, right? So you do have another down to play with. Just get yourself, if you're going to get to 4th down, get yourself down a 4th and manageable. Just find yourself a good route.
4 down territory throughout the rest of this one for Indy. Tipped and incomplete. Good defense by Palmer on that play. Brings up a 4th down to 9. So 4th and manageable? No, it's going to be a 4th and long.
Yeah, and that looked like it was 15+ yards at least on that there, but Palmer came out and was able to jump up and get a fingertip on it to be able to bat the ball down.
If they don't get this, the game is not necessarily over, but it certainly becomes almost out of reach. They need to keep the drive going. Pierce back to throw. Out route up top, and it's batted away again. Cameron Shaw swats it down, and Tulsa takes over on downs.
Huge play by Cameron Shaw, and he just played that short zone right there. And then when the receiver came right behind him, right with him looking in the backfield, you seen the ball coming right there, and he was able to get a hand on it.
So Tulsa takes over at the Indianapolis 22-yard line. They've got a 1-score advantage. As long as they do not turn this ball over, they will have this one secured. Indianapolis with 2 timeouts left. Douglas Brown, nice run on 1st down. Indy will burn their 2nd timeout after a gain of 7. 1 more 1st down, Gerald, and the game will be over. Only 3 yards away from doing that.
Yeah, and keep in mind, Douglas Brown has put the ball on the turf earlier in this game. His teammates recovered it earlier in the game, but I mean, it just goes to show that, hey, look, they are able to jar the ball loose from Douglas Brown right here. So, and that's going to be their only hope.
Douglas Brown had 0 fumbles all season long in season 19. Has that one tonight. Brown able to gain a yard. Indy burns their final timeout, minute 29 to go. So if they get the first down here, it's over. If they don't, then they'll be able to kick a field goal. It'll be a 2-score ball game, and Indy won't get the ball back until there's about 35 seconds left on the clock. They'll have 35 seconds and no timeouts to get a score, get an onside kick, and score again. We'll see what happens here. Q to Brown. Brown stuffed at the line. Can he get past the marker? He cannot. Clock will continue to roll, and we'll see Brooke Beisel come out for her second field goal try of the night to make it a 2-score advantage.
Right. And to me, right here, the only option that Indy has to be able to try and win this game right here, or even try to tie it, to force it into overtime, is to get this kick blocked. So they just need to make sure that, hey, they get penetration on their guys and be able to. What is going on?
Well, Tulsa just wants to end it right now, Gerald. Offense still out there. Q under center. And they're just playing mind games. All right. Well,
playing mind games with me too. I'm like, what are they doing? This could be disastrous. Like,
that's what I was saying.
Let's not do that.
Jaden Swift, he's kind of looking like, what was the plan there, you think? I guess he's okay with it. Maybe it was his idea. Who knows? Hey, I would have given them some credit if they had snapped that ball, just said, you know what, Brown, let's just secure this win right now. But if they didn't get it, that'd be as good as a blocked field goal. So Beisel out for the field goal try now.
And maybe it was the plan the whole time to just try to draw them off sides. I was getting a little worried for Tulsa there.
This one will be from about 29 yards from the left hash. Kick is up. Kick is good. And Tulsa, 2-score lead, 44 seconds to go. So it's a little off on the time. By the time the kickoff and kick return is done, they'll have still about 40 seconds to go. No timeouts remaining. So, Gerald, they need to get at least a touchdown and a field goal. So they don't necessarily have to get the touchdown on this possession. They could at least get in field goal range, kick the field goal, do the onside kick, try to save some time. We'll see what happens. You always could see a Kanye Rockefeller kick return touchdown as well. He's got 4 on his career. Over 6,000 return yards himself, 9th all-time in the league. Rockefeller sidesteps the defender, breaks a tackle. He's off to the races, past midfield, past the 40. Kick return number 5 for a touchdown. Kanye Rockefeller brings it back within a single score. Top Kiefer in his rookie game, his debut game, will have to do the onside kick. Touchdown, Indy.
Rockefeller went right through the heart of the kick coverage team and put a move on 2 guys. And then he broke a tackle right there, and then he just outran this guy. This was the best case scenario for Indianapolis because there's no wasted time right there, and then they get to go straight into onside, which will give them a short field if they're able to pick it up.
Extra point try coming up to make this a 3-point game. Again, 31 seconds to go. Kiefer getting ready to knock this one through and then getting ready for his first ever career onside kick in his first ever career game. Good snap, good hold. Kick is up. Kick is good. 24-27. Tulsa looking at their lead and maybe feeling a little nervous right now. But it all comes down to this, Gerald, the onside kick. If Indy recovers, the game's still on. If Tulsa recovers, the game is over with 1 kneel down. Kiefer ready to go.
It got so quiet in the stadium right now.
You can hear a pin drop. Ball is away and easily recovered by Tulsa, and they will come away with the victory. Hands team did what they needed to do, Gerald.
Yeah, the Hands team right there just ran up and just jumped right at it, didn't let it take any extra bounces, and went up and grabbed it. And kudos to Tulsa for making all these plays right toward the end right there, right? And, and throwing that pass to Gabriel Manning and running out there. It kind of looked like he may have had a toe out of bounds, but we didn't get it in any kind of review from the head coach of Indy on the sideline. So it's amounted to what it's amounted to right now. But the Indy defense, aside from that, the Indy defense played great. Played great all game. And, with them surrendering, the Indy offense giving up the ball 4 times and them to be able to put themselves in a position to win. I think that's great.
Last season in week 3, Tulsa blew out the Ramblers 48-24. This time a much closer ball game. Indy, they're getting better week by week. But the Desperados, they get the victory 27-24 as we look at the final stats and highlights. Gerald, your final thoughts on tonight's ball game.
And nothing. The biggest stat on this sheet right here, I think, is the no turnovers by Tulsa, right? So they were able to not give the ball away carelessly to their opponent when they were able to take the ball away from their opponent 4 times. And, I think of at least 3 of those turnovers that they had gotten from Indy, Indy had thrown turnovers in Tulsa territory. So they would have killed drives in potential scoring position. So, Tulsa being able to run a clean sheet on their side and force turnovers by Indy is one of the big reasons why they're able to come out with the win today.
Indianapolis will fall to 1-1 on the season, and Tulsa will improve to 1-1. Next up for the Indianapolis Ramblers on Saturday, January 28th, they will be back home and host Seattle. Tulsa hits the road next week, Sunday, January 29th at 6:45 p.m. They will head down to Florida. Coming up next, right here on SFL YouTube at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, Minneapolis at Los Angeles. Josh Zirkle and Cameron Duty on the call. And at 9:15 p.m., Vancouver at Seattle. Michael Trillo and Jack Brown will have the call on that one. Plenty of games coming up tomorrow as well at 6:30, 6:45, 9, and 9:15 p.m. Eastern Time, respectively. We've got Queen City at San Diego with Chad Rowland and Mickey Malillo. Jacksonville at Portland with Eric Vincent and Stephen Hacker. Baltimore at Mexico City, Tyler Falcon, Brett Solberg, and DC at Houston with Tim Hackett and Rochelle Colston. On Monday the 23rd, 7 p.m., the Cam and Paul Monday Spectacular. Gerald, I don't care what anyone says. That's what I'm calling it. Carolina at Charleston. That should be one heck of a game as well. Simulation Football League action returns in week 3 on Friday, January 27th at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Arizona, who narrowly came back and beat Denver tonight, will head to another snowy part of the country, Buffalo, New York, to take on the Queen City Corsairs. And Gerald, your Louisiana Revolution, will head to Jacksonville to take on the Kings. All sorts of SFL action coming up. Who do you think the player of the game is going to be, Gerald?
I think it's going to be JQ. Him throwing 3 touchdown passes with a QBR of 108. Can't be anybody but him, right? He ran a clean sheet, so it's got to be him.
I would agree with you, Gerald. Let's see. It is indeed JQ. 273 yards, 3 touchdowns, about a 108 quarterback rating. He is your player of the game. This has been a presentation of the Simulation Football League presented by APM Music on YouTube. Final score, Tulsa with the win, 27-24 over Indy. For Gerald Smith, Scott Beard, Jason Clay, Rochelle Colston, Cameron Irvine, and Matt Wilson, who will always be with me in spirit, I'm Mike Dagg saying thank you for joining us. Be kind to one another. Always choose happy. Have a great night, everybody.